317A. Exactly 48 hours ago, the air in your timeline shifted, and a court you never see opened your file. Not gossip, not karma talk, a tribunal, a cosmic audit. Today, ledgers surfaced, seals broke, then the verdict hit like a gavel in the dark. Return what was taken. Add interest. You didn't hear it with ears. You registered it in the body, a tightness in the chest, a strange quiet in the room, like the universe paused and waited for the guilty to blink first. In that pause, your spirit was weighed. Not your mistakes, not your wounds. And the scale tipped because you refused to hate. If you're here, it's because the audit already leaked into your everyday life. You've been exhausted in a way sleep can't repair. You lie down, you wake up, and you're still carrying weight that isn't yours. Money has been acting precise and petty fees. Delays, sudden expenses landing at the exact moment you choose to rise. And there's that uneasy sense of being singled out. Not paranoia, pattern recognition. Certain people return with perfect timing. Old triggers get pressed. Messages arrive that feel designed to make you snap, then paint you as the villain. Here's the part that shocks the darkness. You didn't bite. You didn't strike back. You didn't become what hurt you. You chose mercy when revenge would have felt righteous. Stop. That is not weakness. That is rank. The devil tried to provoke you because you are hardest to control when you stay compassionate. He wanted a reaction. He wanted your hands dirty so your blessings would feel unearned. He wanted you to trade peace for a temporary win. And you refused. That refusal triggered consequences you don't need to engineer. In higher realms, mercy ends contracts. It breaks spiritual attachments. It exposes the ones who thrive on your anger. Listen, the tribunal does not reward restraint with silence. It rewards it with restitution. Expect reversals. Expect revelations. Expect doors that were blocked to open without you begging. Expect the people who mocked your kindness to face pressure they cannot argue with, because it won't come from you. Stay to the end. Because I'm about to decode what your mercy unlocked, why you were chosen for this verdict, and the next sign you'll notice within days. Yes, this is your confirmation. If this message hits, comment 777 right now. Lately you've been tired in a way that feels personal. Not, I stayed up late tired, but bone deep, like your battery drains while you sleep and no charger fits. You wake up already bracing, already scanning the day for landmines, already carrying weight that isn't yours. You try water, vitamins, earlier nights, and the heaviness still follows you from room to room. You keep saying, I'm fine, while your spirit whispers, I need protection, not motivation. Stop. Your sleep has been jagged and strange. You fall asleep, then snap awake at odd hours as if someone called your name, and your heart answers before your mind does. Your thoughts replay old scenes, old betrayals, old conversations you thought you forgave, and they loop louder in the dark. Morning comes with fog, like part of you stayed somewhere else to stand guard. You feel guilty for resting, then guilty for not resting, like the test is designed to keep you chasing your own peace. Question: why can't you rest even when nothing is happening? Money has been acting like it has holes in it. Not one dramatic collapse, but constant leaks, fees, repairs, delays, surprise bills, always arriving right after you decide to rebuild. You open your bank app and think, I just handled that. Yet something else slips through your fingers. You make plans, then the plan changes at the last minute, like stability is being teased. It's like the moment you choose order, chaos sends a tiny invoice, just to see if you'll panic. Pattern break, timing. And it's not only money, it's your name and your intentions. You speak gently and someone still hears offense. You explain once and they still twist it. You go quiet and they call you distant. You set a boundary and suddenly you're cold. As if peace is a crime and access is a right. You keep choosing the high road, and somehow you're the one being questioned, not the one who caused the mess. You've carried other people's emotions so long that when you finally put them down, they accuse you of dropping them. Stop. You can be surrounded by people and still feel alone. You laugh in a room, then feel empty the second you leave it, because the connection never reaches your spirit. You don't fit the gossip, the competition, the performative love, so you withdraw to protect your energy. Then they say you changed, like growth is betrayal and healing is arrogance. You love deeply, but you don't have the bandwidth for half love anymore. Listen, you didn't change. You stopped begging to belong. Work and responsibility have felt like walking on moving ground. Messages get missed. Meetings get rescheduled. Your progress gets questioned the moment you show up with courage. And you do double effort for half recognition. You carry invisible grief while everyone else talks about being strong. And you wonder how long you can keep doing this politely. Some days your chest feels tight just opening your inbox. And when you finally catch up, another demand appears, as if the finish line is moving. Stop. Your body has been keeping receipts. Tight shoulders, clenched jaw, headaches after you speak your truth, stomach knots when a certain person texts. Even if their words look polite on the screen, you feel a flutter in your chest right before you do something brave, then a sudden calm the moment you choose peace over chaos. That is not random discomfort. That is discernment learning to speak through your skin. Your body flares up after fake smiles and settles when you tell the truth, even if the truth is quiet. Question: what if your symptoms are guidance, not weakness, and you've been tempted to break your own character? The thought comes, sharp and sweet. Expose them, embarrass them, make them feel it. Because revenge looks like relief when you've been misunderstood for too long. You draft the message. You rehearse the speech. You imagine the moment they finally get what they deserve. But then something inside you refuses to cross that line. Even when you could. You could have taken the shortcut, said the cruel thing, played the same game. But you didn't. Stop. This matters. Because the pressure you're feeling, chosen one, is too synchronized to be only bad luck. The provocation shows up right when you're calm. The misunderstandings multiply right when you decide to be compassionate anyway. And the setbacks cluster around your growth days, not your lazy days. It's the same script wearing different masks. A text that stings, a rumor that travels fast, a delay that hits the exact week you finally feel steady, a person who returns when you're soft again, a sudden problem that steals your attention the night before your breakthrough. It keeps pressing your mercy, trying to turn compassion into exhaustion and restraint into resentment. It wants you to mistake your kindness for weakness, so you offer your peace as payment. Stop. When you refuse to retaliate, you break the loop, and loops get loud right before they snap. In the quiet, small signs have been slipping through the cracks, repeating numbers when you're about to choose, a song line that answers a prayer you didn't say out loud, a stranger's sentence matching what you asked God in private, all arriving with eerie precision. People who used to dismiss you suddenly act cautious, and people who used to bait you go oddly silent when you don't react, like they lost access to your emotions. Even your environment responds. Tech glitches when you're about to send something reactive, sudden cancellations that protect your time, lost items reappearing when you calm down. This isn't to scare you, it's to wake you up. Because unseen layers are watching your choices and recording your restraint. Behind your stress, something larger is moving, and you are being guided to stay merciful without staying available for a little longer, until the next door opens in peace. You need to understand something, chosen one. The discomfort hasn't been random noise. It's been pressure with intelligence behind it. It shows up when you're about to stabilize, not when you're already down. That's why it feels personal, like it knows your habits, your compassion, your soft spots. Stop. Chaos doesn't schedule itself that perfectly. This is what a spiritual war looks like from the inside. Not fire in the sky, but friction in the ordinary. A campaign that tries to make your goodness feel expensive. A test that targets your frequency, not your flaws, because you carry light in how you respond, not how you perform. Question: why would darkness waste resources on someone who doesn't matter? You're being targeted because your compassion is disruptive. It interrupts cycles that keep families, workplaces, and relationships addicted to drama. You don't just forgive. You close doors to manipulation. You don't just stay calm. You expose the person who needs you emotional to control you. That's why certain people get restless when you're peaceful. They feel their leverage slipping. Stop. Your mercy is an eviction notice. Now, let's name the tactics. Because naming breaks spells. Doubt comes first, quiet and surgical, whispering that you're too sensitive and overthinking. Fear follows, painting the future like a hallway with no exits. Delay is the next weapon, making the right thing move slowly, so the wrong thing looks faster. Sabotage shows up through miscommunication, accidents, and inconvenient timing that keeps you cleaning messes you didn't make. Loneliness is a favorite, isolating you so you mistake your path for rejection. Provocation is the hook, baiting you into a reaction so they can frame you. Guilt is the chain, reminding you of every time you weren't perfect to weaken your boundaries. Temptation is the shortcut, offering you control at the cost of your character. Stop. That list wasn't theory, those were receipts. And notice how each tactic aims at one thing: your identity. The enemy doesn't need to destroy you if he can redefine you. If he can get you to become harsh, petty, vengeful, impatient, you stop being you. If he can get you to win in a way that stains your spirit, he calls it success. That's why the pressure has been loudest around your decisions, not your feelings. Because feelings pass, but choices write destiny. Question: what if the battlefield is your next response? Here's the micro reveal you've been sensing. There has been a meeting about you, not in a group chat, in the unseen, a tribunal energy, a weighing, an audit that checks intent, pattern, and cause. The dark side loves backdoor access through loopholes, through emotional contracts, through unhealed wounds. But when you choose compassion without surrendering your boundaries, you cancel their permissions. That's when their strategy escalates. Stop. Escalation is often proof you're close. And yes, there are entities and influences that thrive on distortion. Call them demons, call them systems, call them a coven of envy that gathers wherever your name is mentioned. They don't always appear as monsters. They appear as concern, as advice, as someone insisting you're wrong for not being available. They send messengers who smile while they drain you. They recruit people who don't even realize they're being used to apply pressure. Because if they can't reach your spirit directly, they'll reach your schedule, your wallet, your reputation, your sleep. Stop. You weren't imagining the coordinated feeling, but your protection has been just as real. You've had invisible restraint around you, moments where the worst didn't land, where the trap didn't close, where something mysteriously prevented you from sending the message that would have started a war. You've had doors shut that later revealed themselves as mercy. You've felt sudden peace drop into your chest for no reason, right when you were about to spiral. That's not mood. That's intervention. Question: why do you think you keep surviving what was designed to break you? And this is why the devil tried to provoke you specifically. Because your compassion is not soft. It is disciplined. Anyone can be kind when they're treated well. You've been kind while misunderstood, while pressured, while baited. That kind of mercy humiliates darkness because it can't be purchased. It can't be manipulated. It can't be outperformed by ego. Stop. Mercy is a weapon when it's chosen, not demanded. Now we move toward the moment you thought was just another day. But it wasn't. It was a bending point. Somewhere between 2 and 6 weeks ago, when your energy was low and your patience was thin, an opportunity opened that looked like relief. You could have taken a shortcut. You could have exposed someone, lied to protect yourself, cut a corner, or returned the same poison you were handed. The setup was perfect. You were tired, disappointed, and justified. And that's when the pressure got quiet, because the real test doesn't always shout. Stop. Remember that moment. You might recall the exact scene. A message arrived. A comment was made. A decision was placed in your lap with a timer on it. Someone pushed you, then waited, watching to see if you would finally snap so they could call you no different. And you felt the fork in the road. Revenge that would feel powerful for one night, or compassion that would feel costly for a season. Hold that memory. Because in the next part, I'm going to show you why that single choice triggered the cosmic audit, and why the verdict over your life is already moving into reversal. You remember it now. 2 to 6 weeks ago, you were at the edge. Not dramatic on the outside, but inside you were one sentence away from becoming someone you don't respect. The bait was clean. A message, a rumor, a jab disguised as feedback, timed for when you were already tired. And for a split second you thought, fine, I'll match their energy. Stop. Because the war wasn't asking you to be perfect. It was asking you to betray yourself. It offered you relief that came packaged as revenge. It offered you control that came packaged as cruelty. It offered you a shortcut that came packaged as a stain. Doubt whispered, do it, you deserve it. Fear hissed, "If you don't strike, you'll lose." Question: why did the urge feel urgent, like a timer was counting down? You could have ended them with receipts. You could have posted the truth, sent the screenshot, said the sharp line that would have gotten applause. You could have lied just a little to protect your image, or sabotaged back, just once to feel even. And in that moment, your body reacted like an alarm system. Tight chest, hot face, cold hands. Then something deeper rose up, calm and unbribable. "Not like this. Stop." So you chose mercy, but not weakness. You didn't chase. You didn't beg to be understood by people committed to misunderstanding you. You told the truth without performing it. You walked away from the argument you could have won. Because you saw the price tag. You protected your future self from your current anger. Micro reveal. That decision wasn't small in heaven. In the unseen, your restraint hit like thunder. It snapped an invisible contract the dark side was counting on. Because provocation only works if you sign it with a reaction. The moment you refused, the leverage disappeared. That's why the atmosphere shifted. Why the pressure got strangely quiet for a beat. Why certain people suddenly looked uncertain around you. Stop. You didn't just let it go, you broke the mechanism. And that's when the tribunal had what it needed. Not rumors, evidence, patterns, timing, intent. The court doesn't reward loud spirituality. It rewards clean choices under pressure. When you chose compassion over revenge, you proved you're safe to bless. And the verdict you heard at 3:17 a.m. 48 hours ago wasn't poetic. It was legal in the spirit. Return what was taken. Add interest. Question: who can argue with a judgment they didn't expect to face? Now watch how the reversal begins, because it always starts with what touches your mind first. The first thing returning is clarity. Not vague peace, but sharp recognition. You will suddenly see who is sincere and who is strategic. You will stop second-guessing the boundary you kept explaining. Sign 1. The confusion lifts in a single day, like fog evaporating at 10:10 on the clock. Stop. The second thing returning is clean provision. Not messy money that comes with shame, manipulation, or debt, but support that doesn't corrupt you. It can arrive as a refund you forgot, a fee reversed, a client calling back, a resource appearing right when you refuse to panic. It won't feel like rescue. It will feel like alignment. Sign 2. The leaks slow down within 7 days, and one random door opens without you chasing it. Question: why does it feel lighter to receive this time? The third thing returning is acceleration. The delays that used to stack like bricks will start sliding off. Projects move, replies come faster. Opportunities that used to take months start compressing into weeks. You'll notice a strange efficiency, like someone cleared the road ahead while you were sleeping. Sign 3. You'll complete in 48 hours what used to take you 10 days, and you won't be drained afterward. Stop. But before the reward fully lands, there is always a final pressure wave. Not because you're failing, but because the enemy makes one last bid when he senses a door closing. Expect a sudden provocation that looks minor, but feels personal. Expect an old person to reappear with a sweet tone and a sharp agenda. Expect a temptation to just say it, or just do it, so you can feel powerful for one night. Question: will you trade your verdict for a moment of ego? Here's your new protocol in that wave. Slow down for 24 hours before you respond to anything that spikes your nervous system. Don't explain yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. Protect your peace like it's evidence, because it is. Choose mercy again, and let heaven do the heavy lifting. Stop. Your silence will be louder than their trap. This is why you felt lonely in crowds and misunderstood in rooms. You weren't built to thrive on reaction. You were built to carry integrity under fire. Your exhaustion was not weakness. It was the weight of a calling clashing with environments that profit from your empathy. Now the upgrade is active. You don't chase validation. You move with discernment. You don't crave revenge. You enforce order. Stop. You are not too nice. You are calibrated. You are not too sensitive. You are tuned. You are not falling behind. You are being repositioned with precision. The devil tried to provoke you, and you chose mercy instead. And that choice made darkness kneel without you lifting a hand. You are the omega of integrity. Comment 222. You didn't arrive here by accident, chosen one. You were pulled to this message because your spirit needed confirmation, not noise. What you endured was seen. What you refused to become was recorded. And what you chose, compassion over revenge, forced heaven to respond and forced darkness to back down. Stop. Recap it in 3 strikes, so your mind stops doubting. The tribunal already stamped the file. The audit is closed. You already passed the bending point. You were provoked, and you did not take the shortcut. And the reversal is not negotiable. The verdict has been issued. Return what was taken. Add interest. Question. Do you feel how final that is? This is why you were pressured the way you were. You weren't being punished. You were being tested for capacity. The enemy tried to buy your reaction with stress, isolation, and confusion. He tried to make you right in a way that would make you dirty, but you didn't sell your character for relief. You kept your hands clean in a messy room. Stop. And that is why your identity is locked now. You are not just a nice person. You are not just sensitive. You are trained. You are measured. You are built for clean power. You are the omega of integrity, the one who holds the line when provoked and still walks away with authority. Let that land. Now listen closely, because the next 14 days will speak in patterns you can actually verify. First, clarity will return like a light switch. You'll wake up one morning and suddenly know what's real, who's safe, and what you're done negotiating. And the overthinking will feel foreign. Second, clean provision will show itself in a simple, unforced way. One leak stops, one bill softens, one opportunity opens, and it won't come with strings or guilt. Third, acceleration will hit your timeline. Something you expected to drag will move fast. A reply will arrive early. A door will open without you chasing. And you'll feel energy return to your body. Stop, but there's one more piece you must be ready for, so you don't misread it. A final pressure wave may show up right before the reward fully lands. One last provocation. One last harmless message that tries to spike your nervous system. One last temptation to prove yourself. Question: will you protect your peace, or will you rent it out for a moment? Here is the attitude that keeps you aligned while the verdict executes. Respond slower than your trigger. Speak less to people who twist words. Move quietly, but move clean. Let your consistency do the talking. Mercy is still your weapon, but discernment is your shield. Stop. And if you're still feeling that old fear, what if nothing changes? Hear me. The shift already happened. You just haven't seen the full physical translation yet. The unseen moves first, then the visible catches up. That's why your spirit feels different even if your calendar looks the same. You're not waiting for permission, you're waiting for manifestation. Hold steady. Some people will not recognize you in this new season. Not because you became cold, but because you became clear. Their access will shrink. Their games will fail. Their ability to provoke you will die of starvation. And the ones who are aligned will feel safer around you, because integrity calms the room. Stop. Now take a sacred sentence with you. Say it out loud, not as a wish, but as a seal. I choose mercy, I keep my integrity, and I receive what returns with interest. Say it again. Slow, with your chest open. This is the language of your spirit. If you're ready to walk as who you are, comment 777.